Okay, so I am so excited for Charli to just kind of pour into you guys and talk about her story. And, I want to give you guys kind of the prerequisites be of what you're about to hear. The best thing about Charli's story is that she has been in this business for over 3 years now. And I remember when she first joined, I think I was like a diamond. I was a diamond. I was a diamond when she first joined. And, she's going to tell her story, but I just want to kind of tell it from my perspective, and then she'll tell it from her perspective. But she needed this to work back then. She needed this to work, and she went all in the very beginning, and she had some really great accomplishments that you'll hear her talk about from the beginning of her business. And then there was a point in her business where she fell off. And she fell off for when I say fell off, it's like you didn't talk to me for a year. Like, I don't know if you moved to Africa or what. She was pregnant, and I know she was doing her life, and she's going to talk about that. But then, she, all of you, or maybe you have a teammate that, saw the vision and then lost it or whatever it is. But I remember her texting me, and we were just talking about this, and it's just a funny part of her story where she texts me, and we might get this in this business, or maybe you've experienced this, or maybe this was you before, where she'd be like, okay, Lachelle, I need this so bad, I'm ready. And I'm like, okay. And then crickets. And then 2 months later, okay, Lachelle, I'm ready. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go hard. I'm ready. I need this for my kids. I'm like, okay. Crickets. And then again, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, you were telling me this. Let's see it. I'm waiting for you to be ready. And then finally, last year, in the summer, she's like, no more excuses. I'm ready. And I saw this woman make a decision. And this is where timing becomes such a part of so many people's journeys, where it is a lot about timing. And maybe you've done this business before and this is your second time in, or maybe you're in this business and you have been hot and cold, or maybe you are experiencing people that are being hot and cold in this business. But it all comes down to a decision. And I watched this woman make a decision. And when she made the decision, it was a completely different woman. She went all in. This was a woman that would not go to events, and she showed up to events, and she started to plug it. She wouldn't be on every training, and then she started to be on every training. And I watched her finally make that decision. And when she made that decision, her entire life has changed. And after making that decision, she was able to promote to diamond, get a $10,000 bonus. And then last month, she went double diamond and got a $15,000 bonus, guys. And she has not let down that decision anymore. And now I'm able to watch this woman that her why has always been her children. From day one, right when she joined, her why was her children, but it wasn't strong enough. And watching her children get older, throughout kind of the year that she moved to Africa and didn't talk to me or anything like that, I think that her why grew so strong. And that's where you have to connect to your why and make it so strong where it backs your decision so much. And I watch this girl now go from working doubles every single day, doubles. What are you doing? I'm on a double. I'm constantly on a double, to now she's like, I worked twice this month. And her double diamond check was $4,000. And I asked her how long that would take her to make. And she was like a month or two at her job. And now she's literally able to be a stay-at-home mom, only work a couple shifts a month. She is pushing towards triple diamond this year, which is incredible. And I'm telling you, it all came down to her making a decision. And I watched her make that decision. And I know that she finally felt that decision. So Charli, why don't you, I'm going to unmute you. Why don't you tell your story from your perspective, and then we'll cover some of the points that we want to cover. So go for it, girlfriend. Oh, wait for it. Hold on. Okay, now go for it.
Okay, so I started this business, like she said, 30 years ago. When I joined, I was in a weird place. My child's father at the time, well, not that he's been his father this whole entire life, but my child's father had to have emergency surgery. So it sounds real dramatic, but at the time it was a life or death situation. So of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm going to be a single parent. Like, I can't do this. I'm a server. I've got to figure something out. Like, even if it's just I didn't want to get another job because I was already missing time with my son. But I had seen Michelle make $500 a month when she like got her Ruby bonus. And I was like, that would like change my life. And so I reached out to her and I was like, look, I need to do this. So he ended up having to go into emergency surgery. And then I texted her when I was in the hospital. And I was like, I have to do this. Like, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. So he couldn't work for about a month. Even when he was working, he wasn't making the greatest amount of money. It was literally just enough for us to get by. So he wasn't able to work for a month. I went to my job and I was like, look, we're screwed right now. He was like, you know, whatever you need to do, come in when you're not scheduled. We'll put you on the floor. You make what you have to make because you have kids or you have a kid. So I went in, I doubled literally every day for a week. I made all of our bills for that month and I literally had $100 left in my name. Literally $100 left. And I remember sitting in the parking lot at work after I got off and I texted Michelle a picture of $100 and I said, let's do this. And within the first month, I went Ruby in 28 days. I got my $1,000 bonus. And like, I literally went balls to the wall. Like, I had no other choice because I was the sole provider at the moment. And once I got that bonus, you know, our bills were caught up, this and that. But then it's like, once everything was caught up, I had that sense of relief. And I was like, why continue? You know, I felt like I was at a good place. But then I also, you know, life happens. I wanted to spend more time with my son, blah, blah, blah. And to me, in my mind, the way I grew up, it was always go to work, pay your bills, go to work, pay your bills. And that's what I was taught. So it was easier for me to just go to work. So I did fall off a lot. You know, I would post here and there. And then because I wasn't consistent, I wasn't seeing the results I wanted to. I figured since I posted once or 2 times a week, that I would be making all this money. That's not how it works. The consistency is the big part of it. And when I wasn't consistent, I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. So I just kind of quit and just went on about my business, about, you know, working and being with my kid and this and that. And yes, I did go MIA for quite some time. I do apologize about that. Sorry. But when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, Michelle was probably the first person that knew. I FaceTimed her literally after I came out of the bathroom with a pregnancy stick, like, oh, we're having another baby. And I texted her, I FaceTimed her, and I was like, yeah, I really need this, like really bad. So I started up again. That's the best thing about this, though, is like you can choose the time that's right for you. Like, just because you stop doesn't mean you're not a part of it anymore. Like, you can literally, life happens. I get it. Trust me. I've had all kinds of life happen to me. But so I started back up, and then my pregnancy with my daughter was horrible. Like, it sucked. Like, I was sick nonstop. If I wasn't sick and in the toilet, I was wanting to sleep because it's the only time I wasn't sick. Bills were still coming in, you know, so I was still having to work doubles at freaking 35, 37, 39 weeks, waddling around, getting your money for tips, you know, like, it was rough. So I had my daughter, and then, to be real honest with you, postpartum hit once again, and me and my kid's father were having a falling out. So I'm not gonna do this. That was hard. I wanted to be this badass mom, and I couldn't, and it sucked. And having to push my kids off on someone else so I could either, one, take care of myself, or go to work to make sure they had diapers, they had formula. But bills were so bad that I had to go back to work 10 days after I had my daughter. I missed that time with her, bonding, like with my son. I stayed home the full 6 weeks. And it's probably the reason he's a complete mama's boy now, but that child never left my side. But my daughter, I didn't have that time with her. And the only reason I'm getting so emotional right now is because our relationship with my daughter now is so different. Like, sorry. When you have a child, you know, that moment is so precious, but I needed to make sure she had the things that she needed. So I did go back to work. I missed out on that time. And then that's when it really hit me like, what are you doing? You know? And so I text Lachelle again. I was like, I can't do this. There's just no way. Like, we're literally, the only way we are eating, the adults are eating, is from our WIC vouchers. We were eating shredded wheat and wraps and peanut butter and bananas for months. That's what we ate because that's the only thing we could do. My daughter, I had to put my son's size 5 diapers on my newborn because we couldn't afford more diapers. We could afford 1 pack of diapers and we had to split it between the 2 of them. So something had to give. So I finally texted her. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I know I've said it a million times. And I remember that last text message, I was like, I know I've said this 100 times. You don't even have to say anything this time. But I will show you that I'm serious. And I never went to events because I was like, what's the point? You know, I thought it was, not that it's stupid, but everyone says stay close to the fire and, you know, events will change your life. And I was like, okay. But I went to green carpet with Lachelle in Florida. I was the only one that went from our team. And it literally changed everything. Like, I was just in awe. I remember Lachelle sitting there going, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're not talking, you're not really saying anything. And I was just like, I really have no words right now. I'm literally just soaking it in. And when I got home, like, I just looked at my kids and I was like, it's not going to be like this forever. So I literally went to green carpet in July, went to green carpet in October in Michigan, went diamond that month, and then this past month I went double diamond. But going to events will literally, like I said, I've always thought they were just weird. Like, it sounded like, let's go to a work convention, you know? But no, it's the atmosphere and the feeling that not only other distributors and, you know, but the CEO and his wife and his family, they literally make you feel like you are so worthy of everything. And it's just, that energy rubs off on you. And when you get home from those events, you're like, I can do this. And it's just, I don't know. I'm just.
No. So let me go into this. And now that I'm crying. I don't know if everybody else is crying. I'm about to become a mom. So it's like, oh my gosh. And you just said a couple of things, like splitting diapers between the 2 children. We're going to talk about that. And looking at your kids and saying it's not going to be like this forever. Because I know there are a lot of moms maybe on the Zoom or just on routines in general. And so that text message, I'm like, of course, we got you just being emotional, me being pregnant and crying. Like, that text message is, she literally texted me and said, okay, it literally says something like that. I'm going to have to go back and look at it after we see, but she's like, you don't have to even say anything, because I know I've said it before, but it's happening now. And so here's the thing, you joined because of your kids. You joined kind of the situation with baby daddy, with Joe, your kids and everything else, and you wanted this for your kids, and you had another kid, and you look at them, you know, maybe you look at your why every single day, guys. But when it comes down to making that decision, it's different. It's making that decision where it's not going to be like this forever. And so when you made that decision finally, and I know sometimes it's hard to express like the feeling that you had in that moment, but like, can you think or channel about that moment where you're like, and this is something, guys, here's the thing, opportunities are rare. And I say this all the time, opportunities are rare. You know, we can all get a job and go to work. We are all looking for extra money. there are so many people out there that are still struggling and what can they do? They can do doubles or they can get a side job. But there's opportunities out there like this one where that can change your entire situation. And sometimes they're in our lap. They're literally right there in our lap and we don't decide on them. It's like we let them be an option. And this is something that I've talked about on a couple of trainings, and something I've been really, really preaching to my team is that, or just we have been preaching to our team, and Charli's a perfect example of it. It's that when when you make something an option, when it's optional to be successful, you make excuses. You find excuses for them. You find a reason not to do host to post. You find a reason not to follow up because you like the idea of being successful. You haven't committed to it and decided to it. So, but you like the idea. So since you like the idea, you're going to throw the host to post up here and there. And since you like the idea of being successful, you're going to throw follow-ups up here and there. But you haven't decided on it. When you decide on being successful in this business, you throw the bottom line is 10 host posts a day. The bottom line is 10 follow-ups a day. So what do you think was like your defining moment where even like your bottom lines changed, and where maybe how you had to talk to yourself and you had to tell yourself, like, okay, this is what I have to do every day. Like, what was the conversation with yourself? Because making a decision is literally having a conversation with yourself to decide something different. So what was that like for you?
I've had a lot of conversations with myself in the past 3 years. Me and my kid's father have not been together for almost 3 years now. We did live together for 2 years, which was awkward, yes. But the only reason that we lived together for so long is because neither one of us were financially stable. So it was just easier, when I would go to work doubles, I could leave the kids here. He would work nights, work at opposite times than I did. So it was just easier to leave the kids here, have him here. When he goes to work, I'm here with the kids, back and forth. It was just, that was what was easy, and that was what was convenient for me. But I remember so many times, I have conversations with myself in the mirror all the time, because I need to look at myself and be like, look here, you need to listen, okay? But I couldn't, the only reason he stayed here for so long is because I was scared to do it on my own. I was terrified, and then also if I couldn't pay a bill, I'm like, hey, you live here too, you need to, But so when I do that, when I live on my own, I can't look at my kids and get a job because you live here, pay the rent, but so that was like my leeway. But I was like, you are a single woman and you have 2 children that you have to provide for. When he does leave, how are you going to do this? There's no way. You can double all day and sleep all day, but you're up until 4 o'clock in the morning anyways because you didn't get off until 1 o'clock. What are you doing? Scrolling through Facebook. That's all I'm doing. Watching videos. You know how many American Idol videos I watched? Okay. Bawling my eyes out because they were so good, or watching all these dumb memes when I could be making money. Okay. That's literally when I work my business, is when everyone else is asleep. Literally, because I'm a night owl. So I work all night. But I was like, there's no reason you can't be doing this right now. And it's like, I look over, yes, my son still sleeps with me. He's almost 5 years old, but whatever. Like I said, he's mama's boy. But I sit there and look at him, and he, wakes up in the middle of the night. He's like, Mom, I love you so much. Mom, I don't like when you go to work. Don't leave me. It cracks my heart. It cracks my heart when you leave. So it's like, I'm wasting my time doing nothing when I could literally be doing something. You know what I mean? Anything is better than nothing. And it's like that moment where I know that I could do this on my own without having to rely on someone else, but I just had to do it. I've always had someone to fall back on, my parents or my kid's dad or boyfriends or roommates. But it's like, you're almost 30 years old. Grow up. Figure out a way to do this and make it happen. It's not hard. It's really not. But the bottom line was, do I want my child to feel like I'm abandoning him all the time? Or do I just talk to people and do the work. This is so simple. Do you know what's not simple? Is going into a job that you literally cry at every single time you walk in there. Like every single time. The energy, the vibes, sorry, but the customers suck. They treat you like you're a servant or you're an idiot or you're unqualified because you're a server. Like, screw you, you know? So it's like you can do something so out of the norm, but it's not difficult. I'm constantly a robot at my job. I can build relationships with people at work, but I'm literally only doing that so I can have quick, easy cash. But with this, I'm building relationships with people and helping them achieve the goals that I know I want for myself. And I would love to see other people have that success also. So it's like, I can be a people person and not speak to these people forever, or I can be a people person and help someone change their life also.
So, and I love, this is something that you said that is, I know that every single person on this Zoom is going to relate to this, guys. Sometimes we stay in a situation or we make do with the situation because it is financially convenient or it's comfortable convenient, or there are so many ties involved in the situation that it would take too much finances or it's complicated to get out of. And so we settle. And something that is incredible with this business, guys, is that when you truly give it your all and make a decision and you start experiencing the type of success that Diamond, double, triple, like anything above Diamond experience, the finances that come in from those ranks, you are able to truly live your life by design and stop having to have those conversations. I'm just relating so much to this because I have been in situations where I couldn't get out of because bills were tied or names were tied or contracts were tied or something was tied up where if I had enough money, I could get out of it and I could be free, but we stay in because we feel like it's so hard to get out without money. And I mean, here's the thing. We didn't join, like, we have amazing friendship in the business, everything, yes, but like when it comes back down to it, we join because of the income. And you're able to live your life by design and not have to be in any type of reins, whether it's paying bills or contracts or leases or everything, when you have enough money to get out to live your life exactly how you want it to be. So let's get into some things that she is just amazing about. It just has blossomed since she's made this decision. And I want to start with results because, before Charli, when she first joined, she like used the products, but I never saw any before and afters of Charli or anything like that. I remember seeing you at Florida, and I was like, you're like, this is not Charli I see on Facebook. Like, she started losing weight. And now I get the before and after every week. I get a text message every week. She's like, hey, look at this, happening, get a picture of me. Lachelle, look at this. Look at this right now. So why don't you talk about just using products? Because if you guys keep hearing this, be a part of the product, use the products, lead with your results. I'm telling you, I'm asking you, are you your best you? Is your hair the length that it wants to be? Is your skin the way it should, that you like it? Do you fit into those shorts that you wish that you fit in? Like, we have so many amazing products, and sometimes we forget to use them because we are so focused on the money. Everybody is guilty. But Charli, I watched Charli commit to not only the business, but also to the products and become a product of the product. So why don't you kind of talk about your success with the products, maybe some products that you use, and how that's kind of helped build since you made the decision. Guys, she made this decision 6 months ago, and she joined January of 2016. She joined January of 2016, and she made this decision 6 months ago. And in the last 6 months, she's earned $25,000 in bonus and lost how much weight? So why don't you talk about that?
So I use all the products all day, every day, literally all day, every day. It's kind of an obsession. But with the products, I've lost 42, 45 pounds after my second. But yeah, I literally all day, every morning, I drink my keto coffee with my chocolate greens. I take my TPFX before. Why I always say TPFX? It's like every time I do a voice message, I crack up and they're like, "You're crazy." I was like, TFX, whatever. Before that, I used the regular Thermophyte. So I did the triple threat, thermophyte, greens, fat fighters. That stuff is freaking amazing. Like before I would use it and I would use it here and there, but I use this stuff regularly. Like people think I'm kind of weird because as soon as like, okay, I'm about to eat, take my thermophyte. Every day at work, I was can I have your like shaker thing so I can make my greens? What are you drinking? That looks disgusting. Don't talk to me. I'm losing weight. So like literally all day, every day, coffee, my thermophyte, my greens, this and that. I take the collagen at night for bed. I take New You. Now I'm obsessed with the hydrate, like obsessed. My kids steal it from me all the time. I had to buy more. The stretch mark cream literally changed my life. Like anyone who's had kids and has stretch marks, like the biggest thing I can't stand is people on Facebook who are like, you should be proud of your marks. Like I am so proud of my children. I am proud of what my body has done and accomplished, and I made those things. But I do not like these red marks at all. Okay, I'm proud of my body, but these red marks need to freaking go. Okay, so the stretch mark cream changed my life. I have no stretch marks now. Like my daughter tore me up. I look like a Siberian tiger. It was horrible. Confianza literally saved my life. After my son, I had postpartum depression. They put me on a bunch of stuff, and it literally made me like a zombie, and I wasn't myself, and I didn't like it, and I stopped taking them without telling my doctor, which was probably a dumb idea. Don't ever do that. But I couldn't do it anymore. Like I felt fine. I wasn't sad or anything, but I didn't feel anything. So instead of pumping myself with all these prescriptions, I started taking Confianza when I felt like I needed it. And I haven't been back on the prescription since. And I got postpartum with my daughter still, and I still deal with it on a daily basis. But the days I get that overwhelming feeling, I take Confianza and I am fine. Like it literally saved my life. So I love that I have been able to I've tried 99% of the products. But that's like the biggest thing is having your own results and being able to share with people. And like, this is what it's done for me. And people can relate to you and they open up so much when you can be like, I've dealt with that too. And like, I get overwhelmed in a good way with the amount that people open up to me because I'm like, whoa. Like, I didn't need to know that much, but thank you for trusting me because I opened up to them. So it's a trust thing, and building those relationships is so good because it's like I've built like a community of people on my page, and they're not only just following me, and they watch my kids grow up, and they're part of the journey with me, and they're watching me lose weight, and then they see me in public and they're just like, oh, this stuff really does work. It's not just angles and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it does. I try to tell you this, so it's like sharing the experience. And like Rachel Jones does an awesome job with using her Facebook as a diary. I haven't got to that level yet, but I will share the things that I'm doing and the way it's making me feel, and people can connect to that. And that's a huge, huge thing because I don't want to just buy something from someone. You can go to Target and buy something off a shelf and not speak to anyone. But when you have someone that's sitting here, like, I understand what you're going through, and I understand the emotional and physical, disparity that this brings. Let me help you. Like, and if that doesn't work for you, let me find something that does work for you, because I know the biggest thing that helps me is people are like, do you think this is really going to work for me? I believe 110% that if you do the things that I'm telling you to do, these products will work. These products have changed my life. And literally they sign up within minutes after that, because it's like, they know me and I can back that up to where they trust me to let me help them. So,
and this is perfect going to our next subject. So she started to really open herself up and And Rachel Jones is like, Rachel Jones in the last year, like a year ago is when she really started making her Facebook, like her diary and really putting herself out there. And she's talked in so many trainings about how that vulnerability has like really boosted her. I mean, she was on stage at conference, guys, for her results. And she was up there loud and proud about exactly where she came from. And people, we all try to strive for perfection. Okay. And I remember when Charli shared her stretch mark cream before and afters, and then she started posting online, and then when she started using TPX, Thermophytex, and how like she would start, she started to, she's like, here's my before and after, and your first before and after might not be a lot, but here's the thing, you have to remember that is chapter 1 of your chapter whatever, and then the following week Charli would post her next TPX. Look what you just did to me. Thermophytex. And then the next week, the next one. And then all of a sudden I'm like, Charli, you just put 9 triple threats in the last 48 hours. What are you doing? And she's like, it's my results. I'm telling you guys, sometimes something that Charli has definitely mastered is we are all afraid to admit our insecurities. We are all afraid to show the world, oh my God, I'm not perfect. I'm not filtered. This natural filter is not on my face or on my stomach or on my scale or whatever else, whatever. And when you start putting yourself out there, people start to follow you, because if you think that anybody else is out there that's perfect, you're wrong. People are out there looking for people to be the voice of their insecurities, and that's something that we can all be. Again, are you your best self? So something that Charli has gotten so amazing is posting. And I'm telling you, posting in this business is so important. And when you get the F it mindset, and this is what she has, because this woman will post 10 times a day, I'm not kidding. and this used to not be her, though. When you heard her beginning of her story, she would post like a couple times a week, and it was almost like a jobby to her, but instead she just puts it all out there. Like, I have literally been in my bed at like 11 o'clock at night, and I get a notification, Charli's live, and I'm like, what is Charli live about? And I'll go to it, and it's like her son made her a sandwich while she's in the chat or in the bathroom. Something that is like totally not like nothing, but I'm watching it and I'm like, this is just cute. And people follow lives. And so Charli just started to post online constantly. She didn't even care. She said, I don't even care anymore. I'm going to start posting. So where's your mindset behind that? And what are you posting? And where is like kind of like, do you just start doing something and you're like, I'm going to post about this? Like, where is all your thought process behind that?
Literally, because, okay, I'm not knocking anybody about like the 3-3 rule. Like, that's a great thing to do when you start out. Like, if you need some type of direction, start with the 3-3. Post, this product, something about your life, fashion, fun, friendship. That's great when you're first starting out and you don't know what you're doing. But literally, it made me feel like I had a job, and that like that's what stressed me out. So I was like, because I was constantly thinking like, oh, I just posted about this, I can't post about that for another hour, or and when I just, like I said, I take the products all day every day, so it's easy when I'm taking them. Take a cute picture. I'm drinking my coffee, I look a hot mess, and I'm in my zebra robe on my front porch, but I don't care. Like, all my neighbors can see me, but do you know all 3 of my neighbors are customers? It's because they're like, I just seen you like with that picture, but I actually like seen you. I was like, yeah, I'm drinking my coffee. Sorry. Like, my neighbors think I'm nuts. And then it's like when I take stuff, like my kids, people love kids. I'm sorry, they do. And if they're doing something cute, talk about it. And I used to be so scared to go, so scared. Oh God, I was so scared. Like, I would want to throw up while it was like counting down to go live. And now I'm just like, whatever, go live. I got chased by a pig the other day and I went live in my front yard. I didn't care. I had like double chin and like black mascara down my eyes. I don't care. I don't care. Just, I remember one time Michelle was like, would you care what people thought if you were making $10,000 a month? No, because you can't tell me nothing. When I'm making $10,000 a month, like that's almost half my annual income as a server. Like, so I literally had to get that mindset. Like, if you don't like what I'm posting, then block me. But I have not lost friends. I've only gained friends and followers since I've started doing that. And it's like, people don't see everything you post all the time. So I'm just going to continue posting until someone sees something, because it's like I could post one thing 1 minute, 20 minutes later, I'll post something again. And like, I've never even heard of this. What is this? I'm like, I see you on Facebook all the time. How do you not see that? So it's like the way, I don't understand algorithm or anything like that, but the way it's set up, everyone doesn't see your stuff. So if I'm just continuing posting, someone's going to see it eventually. And that's the point of posting. And also the point of like, not just letting people know that you're a salesperson or you don't want to be adsy, but make them a part of your life. Like, I want to be a part of these people's lives and their journeys with their things. So why not bring them into my life also and let them know what I'm about? And I'm not just about selling them things or making money for my own benefit. Like, I'm also here to help you, and I want to be a part of, I want to know about your kids' school stuff, and I want to see their Easter pictures, and I want to see their birthday parties and stuff. So why can't we just be friends? And the only way to be friends is to let people into your life. I want people to know that I'm more than just an It Works girl. I'm a mom. I'm a single person. I'm on a journey of like self-revelation and, all this kind of things. But I just don't want them to think that, oh, she's just an It Works person. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to know me also. So.
And this goes into the next one, guys. And we were literally talking about this before we even got on, and we were already crying about it. When you let people into your life, like, you got to remember that people look at other people's lives just like you do. And it's like, there are so many people on Facebook that I follow that are not in this business or maybe not significant. Like, they're just people that I follow their lives. And then also you gotta think about the fact that, like, also you gotta think about the fact that, like, okay, why do we look at Kylie Jenner? Like, why do we look at their lives? Like, they're not really even that cool. They're rich, but like, what? She went shopping? Like, why are we watching her? Why are we watching all 15 Snapchats of her shopping? Like, why are we watching every single one of them? We just enjoy watching people's lives. It's like, when you really think about, like, what is that show on MTV? The Real World. Okay, The Real World. Okay, when we all watched The Real World back in the day. What did we watch?
Nothing.
We didn't watch anything, but we watch other people's lives. We are beings that are just interested in what other people are doing, okay? So putting yourself out there, people start being a part of your life. It's like, I don't know if you like remember, like, I feel like I'm a part of Kylie's life. All right, because I watch her Snapchats and I watch her Instagram videos and stuff like that. Like, I can feel like I'm like, listen, why? I understand when she shops there. Like, I understand why she does it. Like, you just kind of start becoming like a part of. You just want to follow people's lives. You in this business have that same capability of having people follow you. I don't care if you love cats and knitting. If you're loud enough about it, other people are just going to continue to watch you talk about your cats and watch you knitting. If you're loud about it. If you're not loud about it, nobody cares. But if you're loud and proud, people can't help but be like, why does she love knitting so much? Maybe I should love knitting. Maybe I should get a cat. It just rubs off when somebody is so like just about themselves and loving themselves and proud of themselves. People start supporting you. And it could be something like cats and knitting. And so something that I watched happen last month, and it was thank you for letting me be on the Zoom when this happened. But Charli had started to put her life so much out there. And like if you go to her page, just like post about kids, struggles, wins. She started claiming her promotions. She's posting, like, I'm telling you guys, I don't think she's never not, in the last 6 months, I don't think she's not posted at least 3 times a day, but there are some days where it's like every hour on the hour or going live or whatever, where you can't help but feel like you are a part of Charli's life. And that is so important in this business because that's how you gain a following, but also gain support. And so I'll let you tell this, but we were on a Zoom in the last day of the month, okay, when Charli was going double diamond, and we were on the Zoom for like, I don't know, it was like 3 to 5 hours, okay? Yeah. It was like hours, all right? And we're sitting there, and the end of the month hustle. On this last day of the month, she still had a couple $100 and that she needed to bring in sales to hit her double diamond promotion. And this happened. Go ahead.
So, like she said, I'm trying to figure out, how to get these last couple $100. When I go to work, like all the girls I work with, they know I'm obsessed with my children, and they all love my children also. Like, literally everybody's kids are everybody's kids. Like, you need a night off, give me your kids. I'll watch them. Like, it's just one big family. I do love the people I work with. I don't like the job so much. But anyways, they all know what I do. They all know my goals and they all know my dreams. And so many of them have talked about, you know, ordering products and wanting to be a customer, but being a server, money is always kind of, so you just, I get it. So it's like, I really want to order, but I just don't know because it would have been kind of slow and this and that. So I was like, look, I'm trying to make a really big bonus. So if you want to place a one-time order, I'm down. Like, let me go through my call list and I'm going to call all of them like, hey, you wanted wraps? Give me your money. I will place the order and I'll just bring it to you to work. So I had like 5 people that did that. Well, one girl specifically, she was like, what do you need left to get your bonus? And I was like, a couple $100. And she was like,
sorry, this was at like 10:30 at night, guys.
Yeah. She was like, what do you need left? I was like, I'm like a couple $100 away, you know? And she was like, well, that stuff you're talking about, the TFX. She was like, I want that. And I was like, okay, cool. And I told her how much it was. And I was like, do you have Facebook Pay set up? She's like, yeah. And she sent it to me. She sent me $100. I said, excuse me, what are you doing? Like, it's only 36. And she goes, just order me whatever. She was like, I really want you to get this bonus. So I want you to be at home with your kids. I lost it.
We were all losing it. We were all crying on the Zoom.
Who did that? Like, $100, that's a lot of money, especially for a server, because you don't know when that's coming again. But for her to tell me that she loves me and my kids and wants me to be with them and wants me to get out of that place, that right there, that blew my mind.
And that's not family, guys. That's not family. That's not a best friend. Like, I don't know her, so she's not a best friend. like, and guys, and it's when you put yourself out there so much and you tell your why so much. And Charli, literally, I mean, Charli has prepared me for motherhood. Like, I hope that I can be half the mom that Charli is. Like, she loves her kids so much, it's crazy. And she puts it online and she talks about her kids constantly. If you go to her page, you'll cry within a couple scrolls because she loves her children. Like, she'll do anything for her children. Like, she would not eat for a week to make sure that her son can go to karate class. Like, she loves her children so much. And these people start to just can feel it. And this woman, this girl, sent her $100 when we're on the Zoom, and she's like, she just wanted 35X, and she just sent me $100 and told me to use the rest for this promotion. And I'm like, that is people following your journey and literally wanting. We all want other people to succeed. Do we not clap or like want other people to win? Yes, we do. The good people want to. Good people. We want people. If you're a good person, you know that you love watching other people succeed or wanting to help other people in some way. And we saw that night, and it's 100% because Charli puts herself out there in so many different ways. And so I think it's so inspiring, and just it's even made me want to open up more about just things in my life. And I just think that putting yourself out there really puts people a part of your journey, and you get a different type of support. And she was asking for support, and don't be afraid to ask for support, guys. Everybody is struggling. Everybody is, when you first start this business or you're going for a goal, like, we are hustling and struggling to reach these goals. Tell people how bad that you need it, how bad that you want it, and why you want to achieve it. And it's like they become a part of your goal. So last but not least, just staying plugged in, because I know you kind of touched on this already about going to events, but something that I have watched Charli do, and this is so important, and I love everybody that's still on this Zoom, and that you guys got on this Zoom, and maybe you don't know Charli yet, but I'm telling you right now that you will know Charli. Just so everybody knows, Charli, you will know Charli. Charli will be on stage at a conference. Charli is going places in this business, but you stayed on the Zoom the entire time, and you know, something that's so important is plugging in. And like she said in the beginning, she's like, stay close to the fire. Yeah, that sounds good, blah, blah. But when she made a decision, prior to me making a decision, I would tag her in trainings, be like, get on this one, get on this one, get on this one. Like, no. Since she made the decision, guys, it's so different. It's like she's on trainings, I'm not on. I'm like, shit. Sorry. And I'm like, she's like showing up more than I am. Like, and it starts to get like, when you see somebody doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay, no, that's really it. There's some things that I can't be on and she's on. Guys, you got to show up to go up. So I want to just kind of talk about how, like, just staying plugged in, how you're on every Zoom, and how literally, guys, being on a Zoom, if you're on the Zoom this entire hour, 2 minutes of this Zoom, 2 minutes could have changed something in your business. One sentence that she said could have changed your business. And that's why it's so important to get on Zooms. So something she also has recently said is that I get on Zooms to make sure that my team gets on Zooms, because why would I ask them to do something that I'm not going to do? And she's on every single one. So why don't you just kind of talk about that? And then anything else that you want to say to kind of close out the Zoom, and go for it.
Okay. Zooms are definitely a big thing. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm in my car, but my auxiliary cord is my best friend. And I listen to Zooms nonstop in the car, and my son's constantly, Mom, they're talking too loud. I don't care. Like, if you want me to buy you some headphones one day, I need to listen to this. So no matter where I'm at, I'll be at the grocery store, headphones in, I've got my Zooms. Karate, I probably should be paying attention to my son, but I'm listening to Zooms while I'm there. Anytime, most of the Zooms, this sounds rude or bad, but most of the Zooms are about the same thing, but people do things differently. Everyone does something differently, and you can always learn the same thing, but a different way. And not everyone learns the same way. Me personally, I'm a visual person. I have to get me done and then let me do it. You can't just tell me. Like, you can tell me all day long, and I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. But or reading it, like, I can't read it. Like, I love that everyone puts informational stuff, and I get halfway through, I'm like, nope. And replays, I won't watch replays. If I'm being completely honest, I do not watch replays unless it's something really, really good and I really want to watch. But I would rather watch it live and just do it while I'm doing other things. Like, right now I don't work as much, so it's like my kids are taking a bath. I'm listening to it while I'm taking a bath. I may not be fully plugged in, but the things that I need to hear, I will hear them. Also, it gives me a lot of reasons to trickle the things that I've learned down to my team. And like, me, now that I've hit the rank that I'm at now, it's like, I'm not going for triple diamond right now. So it's more important to me to train my team. And I'm like, so like, that part excites me. Like, I get so excited. I remember texting Michelle, I was like, I'm more excited to help them promote than me promote, because it's like, that's what I'm good at. Like, I'm good at explaining things and like helping other people and trying to figure it out. Like, it's so much stress when you're doing it, but to help other people, I'm like, oh, I got this, So it's like, anything I can learn from these Zooms, I want to learn, because maybe what's working for one person won't work for this person, but I heard something on a Zoom that I can help with them. So Zooms are always very important, especially, like I said, they are repetitive a lot of times, but you learn something from different leaders all the time. So those are definitely a thing I have to do.
And supporting your team. So I just skipped that one. Sorry. But guys, she some of this the other day, and she's like, I seriously love helping everybody else. Like, I can't, when I get a question in my chat, oh my God, I'm like going ready. She's like, I get so excited to go find the information to answer it. Guys, this business is how many people can you help be successful? And when you find passion behind that, and Charli, I'm so proud of you, because you have truly found the passion behind helping others. And that's what this business is all about, guys. The only difference between me and you, I've been in this business for 3.5 years, Presidential Diamond, top 150 income earner, is that I've helped more people than you have. In this, like right here, I've just helped more people than Charli has, but she has caught that bug where it's like, somebody asks a question in the chat, she goes and makes sure that she answers it first. And that is leader. That is leadership. And when you can start practicing that the day that you sign up for a distributor, never be annoyed by their questions. Be excited by their questions, because I'm telling you, just like she said, it's stressful when you're doing it yourself. Isn't it kind of scary to offer the opportunity to somebody yourself, even as Presidential Diamond? But I can help somebody else offer the opportunity to somebody else. Easy piece of cake. I can do it half asleep. It doesn't, it's so much easier. And that's when you find the passion behind helping other people achieve the same exact goals that you are, it's actually easier to help somebody else do it. So Charli, I am just so grateful for you and so grateful for your story. Guys, this is an OG. She's an OG. She's been here since 2016. She made a decision 6 months ago, and that decision has now put her here where she is today. She just earned her first $4,000 paycheck, which is absolutely amazing. And I can't wait for you just to continue to show me exactly how to be a mom and give your kids everything possible. Guys, it's a beautiful story to watch her. Like, it's incredible to watch what she does for her children. And I'm just so proud of you. And thank you for opening up and just talking. And you guys will totally be seeing more Charli, and I'll make sure to post this recording ASAP. All right. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.